Fighting with the swords, gone. Playing with the brain, on. Let's play Giraffe Chess Hattrick League Season 3.
International Giraffe Chess Federation presents Hattrick League Season 3 between 10 Proddatur teams. Hello everyone, welcome to India's new 68 squad Giraffe Chess Academy Proddatur, and welcome to the live telecast of no draws, no resigns, only win or lose in just 70 moves Giraffe Chess Hattrick League 2024 Season 3. Let us watch Hattrick League second qualifier match between Proddatur Spartans versus Proddatur Jaguars. Each team consists of 3 players. Whoever team all outs opponent all 3 players is the match winners. Let us see the toss at the center of the court.
Fighting, let us go for toss. So take is the call from Proddatur Jaguars. Yes, it is the tails. What you select? Proddatur Spartans team. They won the toss and elected to play first game on black side. So
now let us watch first game of the match between Proddatur Spartans team opening player Nawaz versus Proddatur Jaguars team opening player Vignesh. Let us see among these 2 players who will win this game and who will do hat-trick and who will be the hat-trick hero of today's great match. Let us watch. Let us move on to the court. 8 times a hat-trick hero, best scholar awardee, Proddatur Spartans team opening player Nawaz is ready to play on white side. Let us see on other side of the court. 1-time hat-trick hero, best scholar awardee, Proddatur Jaguars team opening player Vignesh is ready to play on black side. Now we can see both players are ready to start the game 1 of the match. Black side player Vignesh is ready to hit the clock. Yes, he hit the clock. Game 1 started.
Pawn to c4, pawn to d5, pawn captured pawn to d5, queen captured pawn to d5, knight to c3, queen to d8, pawn to d4, knight to f6, bishop to f4, knight to d5, knight capture knight at d5, queen capture knight at d5, rook to c1, pawn to c6, pawn to b3, pawn to e6, queen to d3, bishop to d6, pawn to e4, queen to a5 on check to white king, bishop to d2, queen to d8, knight to f3, knight to d7, pawn to e5, bishop to e7, giraffe to b1 illegal, giraffe to b1, pawn to f6, giraffe to h4, bishop to f8, bishop to e2, pawn to f5, bishop to g5, queen to c7, castling at king side, pawn to h6, bishop to d2, giraffe to b8, pawn to h3, bishop to e7, giraffe capture pawn at g7, rook to g8, giraffe to d6, bishop captured giraffe at d6, pawn captured bishop at d6, queen captured pawn at d6, queen to e3, knight to b6, queen capture pawn at h6, giraffe to e7, queen to h5 and check to blacking, king to d7, knight to e5 and check to black king, king to c7, queen to f7, knight to d5, knight to g6, king to b8, bishop to c4, giraffe capture pawn at d4, bishop capture knight at d4, giraffe capture rook at c1, bishop to f4, queen capture bishop at f4, knight capture queen at f4, pawn capture bishop at d5, rook capture giraffe at c1, pawn to a6, king to h2, rook to d8, king to g3, rook to d7, queen to g6, king to a7, queen to f6, giraffe to g8, queen to d4 and check to black king, pawn to b6, rook capture pawn at c6, rook to b8, king to h4, rook to h7 and check to white king, king to g5, giraffe to d7, king capture pawn at f5, giraffe to g8, king to f6, bishop to d7, rook to d6, rook to f8 and check to white king, king to g6, rook to f7, queen capture pawn at b6 and check to black king to a8, queen capture pawn at a6 and check to black king to b8, rook to b6 and check to black king to c7, queen to b7 and check to black king to d8, queen to b8 and check to black king to e7.
Now we can see Nawaz
Knight
immediately
capture pawn at
captured
d5 and check to black king, and it's a
sent
checkmate.
to black king. It is not only check, it is a checkmate win to Nawaz. What a superb checkmate win to Nawaz. Vignesh out. Proddatur Jaguars team lost the first player. And with this win, Nawaz won the first game and still need 2 more wins to do hat-trick and become hat-trick hero of today's great match. Now, let us watch second game of the match between Proddatur Jaguars team second player Srinu versus Proddatur Spartans team opening player Nawaz. Let us see among these two players who will win this game and who will do hat-trick and who will be the hat-trick hero of today's great match. Among these two players, Nawaz already won the first game and now playing for winning second game. Let us watch what will happen. Let us move on to the court. 12 times hat-trick hero, best scholar awardee, Proddatur Spartans team opening player Nawaz is ready to play on black side. Let us see on other side of the court. One-time hat-trick hero, best scholar awardee, Proddatur Jaguars team second player Sinu is ready to play on white side. Now we can see both players are ready to start the game 2 of the match. Black side player Nawaz is ready to hit the clock. Yes, he hit the clock. Game 2 started.
Pawn to e3, pawn to c5, pawn to g3, pawn to d5, bishop to g2, pawn to e6, knight to f3, knight to c6, castling at king side, knight to f6, pawn to d4, pawn to b6, pawn to c4, bishop to b7, pawn capture pawn to d5, pawn capture pawn to d5, pawn capture pawn to c5, pawn capture pawn to c5, rook to e1, bishop to d6, knight to c3, bishop to c7, knight to d2, castling at king side, knight to f1, knight to e7, pawn to f4, knight to f5, bishop capture pawn at b5, knight to capture bishop at d5, Knight capture knight at d5. Bishop capture knight at d5. Knight to d2. Giraffe to f6. Giraffe to b1. Rook to e8. Giraffe to e2. Knight capture pawn at e3. Giraffe capture knight at e3. Giraffe capture giraffe at e3. Giraffe captured bishop at d5. Queen captured giraffe at d5. Pawn to b3. Queen to d4. Rook to b1. Giraffe to b2. King to g2. Rook captured rook at e1. Queen to c2. Queen to g1 and check to white king. King to f3. Rook to e3 and check to white king. King to g4. Pawn to h5 and check to white king. King to h3. Bishop captured pawn at f4. Knight to e0. Rook capture pawn at g3 and check to white king. King to h4. Rook to g4 on check to white king, king to h3, queen to f1 on check to white king, queen to
Now we can
g2,
see Nawaz immediately
queen
captured
capture
queen
queen
at
at
G2
g2
and
and check
set
to white
check to
king,
white
and
king.
it's a checkmate.
It is not only check, it is a checkmate win to Nawaz. What a superb checkmate win to Nawaz. Sinu out. Proddatur Jaguars team lost second player. With this win, Nawaz won continuously 2 games and still need one more win to do hat-trick and become hat-trick hero of today's great match.
Now, let us watch third game of the match between Proddatur Spartans team opening player Nawaz versus Proddatur Jaguars team last player Nandan Sai. Let us see among these two players who will win this game and who will do hat-trick and who will be the hat-trick hero of today's great match. Among these two players, Nawaz already won continuously 2 games and now playing third game for doing hat-trick. Let us see what will happen. Let us move on to the court. 12 times hat-trick hero, best scholar awardee, Proddatur Spartans team opening player Nawaz is ready to play on white side. Let us see on other side of the court. 2 times hat-trick hero, best scholar awardee, Proddatur Jaguars team last player Nandan Sai is ready to play on black side.
Now we can see both players are ready to start the game 3 of the match. Black side player Nandan Sai is ready to hit the clock. Yes, he hit the clock. Game 3 started.
Pawn to e4, pawn to e5, knight to f3, pawn to d6, pawn to c3, knight to c6, pawn to b4, bishop to d7, pawn to d5, knight to e7, pawn to c4, pawn to f5, knight to c3, pawn capture pawn to e4, knight capture pawn to e4, knight to f6, knight to g3, pawn to c6, pawn capture pawn to c6, bishop capture pawn to c6, giraffe to c3, giraffe to e6, bishop to e2, giraffe capture knight at f3, bishop capture giraffe at f3, bishop capture bishop at f3, queen capture bishop at f3, pawn to d5, pawn capture pawn to d5, knight capture pawn to d5, bishop to e3, pawn to b5, rook to d1, pawn to h5, knight to e4, giraffe to d6, knight capture knight to f6 and check to blacking, queen capture knight to f6, queen capture knight to d5, rook to d8, queen to c6 and check to blacking, king to f7, castling at king side, giraffe capture bishop at e3, pawn capture giraffe at e3, queen to f5, rook captured queen at f5 and check to blacking, king to e7, rook captured rook at d8, king captured rook at d8, rook to f7, bishop to e7, queen to a8 and check to blacking, king to d7, queen capture rook at h8, king to e6, queen capture pawn at g7, bishop to c5, queen to g6 and check to blocking, king to d5, rook to f6, bishop capture pawn at e3 and check to white king, king to f1, bishop to c5, queen to d3 and check to blocking, bishop to d4, giraffe to b1, pawn to e4, rook to f5 and check to blocking, king to c6, queen capture bishop at d4, pawn to e3, queen to d6 and check to blocking, king to b7, rook to f7 and check to blocking, king to c8, queen to d7 and check to blocking,
Now we can
king
see
to b8,
immediately
queen to
he
d8
moved
and
his
check to
queen
blocking,
D8
and it's a checkmate.
And set check to blocking. It is not only check, it is a checkmate win to Nawaz. What a superb checkmate win to Nawaz. Nandan Sai out. Proddatur Jaguars team last player Nandan Sai out. With this, Proddatur Jaguars team all out and lost the match. Yes, with this win, Nawaz won continuously 3 games and did hat-trick and became hat-trick hero of today's great match. And this is his 13th hat-trick in Hattrick League. Congratulations, 13 times a hat-trick hero, Nawaz. And finally, Proddatur Spartans team all out Proddatur Jaguars team and won the match in straight 3 games. And with this win, Proddatur Spartans team enter into the finals. Proddatur Spartans team play with the finals against Proddatur Chirtas team. Best wishes to Proddatur Spartans team.
Welcome to Giraffe Chess Hattrick League 2024 Season 3. Now, just most important qualifier 2 match between Proddatur Spartans versus Proddatur Jaguars successfully completed. Finally, Nawaz, once again, he did a hat-trick and his team entered into the finals. But Nawaz, how he became hat-trick hero? Let us see and let us have a small interview with the hat-trick hero. Before that, this is Giraffe Chess Federation giving away 500 rupees cash prize for the hat-trick. Congratulations, Nawaz. Now, let us have a small interview. In this today's match, first game, you played with Vignesh. With checkmate, you out Vignesh by checkmate in 52 moves. In that 52 moves, what is the best? Where is the game turned into your way? Vignesh is very good player, but how you out him.
విఘ్నేష్ నేను చాలా బాగా ఆడుకున్నాను. శుభ్రేష్ విఘ్నేష్ టెన్షన్తో రాంగ్ మూవ్ వేశారు. అప్పుడు నా అమ్ముని క్యాచ్ చేసి గేమ్ గెలిచాను.
Very good. So that is the reason. Generally when qualifiers comes, little bit tension. By that players will do mistake. So first you out the Vignesh, isn't it? Next player, Sino. Then checkmate. Second player Sino, you out by checkmate in just 32 moves. In this game, how you won this game?
నేను డిఫెన్స్ చేసుకున్నాను కానీ నేను అటాక్ చేయడం వల్ల ఆ గేమ్ గెలిచాను.
Okay. So first two games, anyhow you what you played. Then the third and important one, you played with Nandan Sai.
Checkmate 40 moves.
Checkmate by 40 moves. So what is the third move? How you played? What is the game winning move that you made?
కొంచెం శిస్తు నందన్ సాయి పవర్ డూట్ పవర్ ఇవ్వడం వల్ల నేను పవర్ ఇచ్చిన ఆశించాను.
Very good. So this makes him today Hattrick hero in 121 moves. He makes him his team, Spartans team, by this today's win enter to the big finals. So congratulations, the player who makes him finals of his team, Nawaz. Now finally, this crucial match you did hat-trick and became a hat-trick hero. Whom you dedicate this today's winning? To the parents. Okay. Best wishes to parents for sending your son to the very good hat-trick league. Congratulations.
And finally, here is today's hat-trick hero Nawaz scorecard. In game 1, he outs Vignesh by checkmate in 52 moves. And in game 2, he outs Srinu by checkmate in 32 moves. And in game 3, he outs Nandan Sai by checkmate in 40 moves. Totally, he did a hat-trick in 124 moves. Congratulations, hat-trick hero Nawaz. All the best for the next match.